Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Holt, and I'm going to be your instructor through the next few weeks of lessons on this series, Basic Piano Techniques. I'm so excited that you chose to go with this series, and I pray that it's going to be a blessing to your life. I've been playing the piano now since roughly about the age of 14. I learned in about 3 months one summer before my 9th grade year of high school, and I started out with a C chord, and from there just taught myself how to play chord charts. And then through the last roughly 15 years, I have been learning different techniques and different theory practices that I have put into play in my playing that I believe is going to help you learn quickly and make you a better pianist and keyboardist. Within 3 months, I believe that you're going to be playing, reading chord charts, knowing every major, minor, diminished, augmented, suspended, second, seventh, major seventh, and 9th chord in every key that there is. I'm excited for you. I'm ready to get started. So if you're ready, let's go on and move to lesson 1. And we're going to start right here in the center of the whole keyboard. And this note right here is known as middle C. Okay? So middle C is important because it's in the middle of the whole keyboard. Everything lower than middle C is going to be lower tones. Everything higher than middle C is going to be higher tones. Okay? So this is where you're moving up and down the keys, but we're going to start right here on C. Now, if you'll notice another thing, we have different groupings of black keys. So you have a grouping of 2 and you have a grouping of 3. All right? Over here you have another grouping of 3 and a grouping of 2. Up here you got a grouping of 2. This keeps alternating all the way through the keyboard. Okay? So starting with middle C, you can always tell a C by its position to the black keys. In fact, you're going to know all the notes to their position to the black keys. So with C, C is always going to be on the left outside of the 2 black keys. So when you see 2 black keys and you look at the note that's on the left side, that's always going to be a C. So if this is a C, where would another C be? Well, right up here. 2 black keys, that's a C2. First off, a half step is when you move from one note to the other without skipping any notes, and I'll show you that in just a minute. A whole step is when you move from one note to the other by skipping one note in between. Okay, so remember, our thumb is 1, first finger 2, third finger 3, ring finger 4, pinky 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, remember I told you the scale pattern for the scale is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's how it works. I place my hands on the piano, and my thumb's going to play C. 1. D's 2. E's going to be 3. Then I got to bring my thumb, sweep it under my hand to hit F. Okay, now watch that move again. Okay. Now why don't you practice that? Because that sweep is important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A major chord is made from the 1st, 3rd, and 5th degrees of the scale played at the same time. So the 1st, 3rd, and 5th degree of the scale played at the same time makes a C major chord. And now we've put chords to those degrees. So 1 is C. Well, we know that 1's going to be major. So it's going to be a C major. So a 2 in the key of C is D, and we know that 2 is going to be minor. Now we have 3. Now that's a transition chord. So the chord is 1 played in your right hand over 3 in your left hand. So here's your C diminished. Again, a diminished chord is a flatted fifth and a flatted third. Now here's what a C ninth would sound like. So I've already got the major 7, I'm just going to add the 2. Isn't that a pretty chord right there? Here I would take C and I would roll it into a 2. Then I'd walk it down. There's an A minor 7 right there. Then a G suspended. Roll into that 3, back to the G major, into an F2. Then I'd walk it down, transition chord, C over E. Now D minor 7, walk it up, F2, G suspended, into C, roll into 2,